No, go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
The cover they used just looks super like it just looked blurry. Like at least for Bron, like JJ's looked like he had a clear camera, but Bron looked like he had bad Wi-Fi or something, bro. Like I was like,
It did. It did. You
yeah,
know what's
bro.
funny?
Like,
The are you talking about like the thumbnails on YouTube and stuff?
yeah, thumbnail. Yeah, sorry, I can remember the
That's what
phrase.
it's crazy that you say that because I was really scrolling yesterday and it was the video that said LeBron talks about why the Lakers lost to the Nuggets. And I was like, I want to watch this because, like, of course, you'd want to hear from the horse's mouth. But the picture, I was like, damn, bro, like, bro, look a little 720p.
Yeah,
Like, he look at low resolution, right?
yeah. No, it didn't look the greatest. I can tell you that. Like it just didn't. I was like, I don't even want to. I'm not even gonna click on it because I was like, I feel like I'm selling y'all short with this episode. Like this is not the one I should give y'all the views for.
Yo, you heard that new King Combs?
No,
You heard that new King Combs? Bro made the worst
no.
decision of his life. He dissed the king of disses, bro.
Who did he diss?
50 Cent.
But 50's not finna sit there and say shit, man. 50 is
50 Cent
making
is about
movies and
to
TV shows.
okay, if you're watching this, pause and go to Instagram and turn 50 Cent notifications on. Nigga started last night. I'm not gonna get too much into it because bro getting kind of grimy with it. But if you want to be entertained, pause this right now. Go turn the notifications on for 50 Cent Instagram post. You will not be disappointed. I promise you. I promise you.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I'm finna mute the word Kendrick Lamar. I'm finna mute the word Drake. I can't do it right now. It's too much. I've just seen too many stupid opinions or like too many think pieces on stuff that I just like just let it go. Like it's rap at this point. I want the songs. I'm just listening to the songs on my own because, bro, I want to mute it on Twitter so bad. Like,
yeah, I'm over academics low key. I'm kind of every time I see his name, he about to get muted because he's like he's not a journalist. He's not a journalist.
yeah,
He's not a reliable journalist. And I just feel like he contradicts himself every other day. You see, academic says Drake says that they planted the information on the kid for Kendrick. And then yesterday I read something and he was like, actually, they don't even know where that information came from. So it's like, which one is it? So now he's just talking to talk because he's on a stream. And that's a problem with streaming. It's like you run out of shit to say. You just run out of shit to talk about. And so academics, I'm ready to mute.
yeah. I feel like especially when you're doing like music stuff, like you can't sit there and really stream about music for like 3, 4, 5 hours. Like Kai is a little different because he's sitting there bringing random people in, bringing in chefs and bringing in rappers and interviewing them and doing stuff like that. But like certain streaming like formats you definitely can't do. Like I would say video gaming and probably like the style like Kai kind of does. But like other than that, there's not a lot of like stream you could do. And not a lot you could say for that long.
Yeah. Well, based off the last week or the last episode we had, which will be out by the time this is out, I said I was going to do some research on Michael Jackson, Sony, and then eventually Prince and what happened with him. So this is the Rhythm and Rhymes podcast, episode 56. I'm your host, AJ Hughes. I'm with my co-host, Tonio Hughes. And I want to start with a clip of Michael Jackson talking about Sony. And then I want to get into some details of why the deal was so interesting and why it potentially could have a lot of similarities to what is going on today. It's not the same because I don't think the same thing happened, but I think there could potentially be a lot of similarities. So I'm about to share my screen. I'm about to play this clip real quick.
For sure. For sure.
At Sony, I've generated several $1 billion for Sony, several billion, and they really thought that my mind is always on music and dancing and it usually is, but they never thought that this performer myself would outthink them.
Yeah.
I just want to say whoever else is on the mic is fucking annoying through this clip. So halfway through, we're not going to watch the whole thing. But halfway through, I'm going to stop it. No, listen, it gets worse.
So I'm leaving Sony a free agent Um, owning half of Sony. So I own half of Sony's publishing and I'm leaving them, and they're very angry at me because of it. But I just I just did good business, you know. So the way they get revenge is to try and destroy my album. but I've always said, you know, good art never dies. Um, and Tommy Mottola is a devil.
I don't want to get into Tommy Mottola too much. That feels like a deeper, darker criminal link. I started Googling and I was like, I don't want to say anything about that guy. But I watched this, bro, and I had to go like really research where the point of contention was between Sony and Mike, because I didn't really understand it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give you the details in a sort of async way because the timeline is a little bit confusing, right? So in 19 one second. One second. So Sony's publishing arm is called Sony slash ATV Music Publishing, right? And that's because it was essentially at first two separate companies and they merged together. You can hear me, right? Oh, okay. Yeah, so it was two separate companies. It was Sony Music and then it was ATV Music. And Mike owned ATV Music. He bought that in when was this? 1985, right? And the reason this is important is because ATV Music, they had the controlling rights to the Beatles catalog, right? So ATV initially was an arm of a television like production type company, and they were just buying a ton of publishing because they were owning the publishing of the music that they were putting in TV and films and stuff like that in the 40s, the 50s, and the 60s. And then they started experiencing financial troubles, even though they still had rights to the ownership. And so at that point, Mike ended up buying them in 1985 for $47 million, right? And so at the time, people were like, there was a ton of people bidding on it, a ton of people trying to get this, but nobody ended up making a deal as good as Mike because I guess at the time, the profits weren't reflective of that 47. Like certain people said that it might be worth like 38 to 39. So people don't want to buy it, right? So once he starts owning it, he starts using the Beatles catalog in a lot of different commercials and stuff like that. And so he starts generating more revenue. And so within the 10 years that comes up, because in 1995, Sony ended up buying half of that catalog for $110 million. So that goes to show you just how much Mike was able to be smart about the publishing. You know what I'm saying? Like it was only worth so much. It was only worth $47 million. And so he ended up raising the value of that in Sony's eyes to $220 million in 10 years. So that says a lot about his understanding of the way that it worked. And just to go back a little bit, I thought this was a bit an interesting story of how he learned about publishing. It'll be quick, but okay. In 1981, American singer Michael Jackson collaborated with Paul McCartney, writing and recording several songs together. Jackson stayed at the home of McCartney with his wife Linda, and during the recording sessions, they became friendly. And at the dinner table, McCartney brought out a thick bound notebook displaying the songs to which he owned the publishing rights. So McCartney and Lennon, members of the Beatles, they had rights in owning of ATV, or was it? This is where it gets kind of funky because their shit was owned by Northern. Where's it at? No. It was ATV. There was a bunch of subsidiaries and stuff, but they had some of the ownerships of that. And so he pulls out this book and they're just going through it, thousands and thousands and thousands of songs that he has ownership in. And so Mike, at the table that day, he replied to McCartney saying that he would buy the Beatles songs one day, and McCartney laughed in his face. This was 4 years before he actually bought it, which I thought was crazy. So then it goes on to say like Mike fulfills the obligations of his contract after the deal with Sony and ATV, right? Which excludes his music and publishing, right? It's only the Beatles, right? It doesn't include Mike's stuff. So now he's fulfilled his obligation to Sony and he wants to leave, and they don't want to let him leave. So they start charging him they say that he didn't pay back his advances on his albums towards the end, that 2001 album Invincible, which is why it didn't really do as great commercially. And that's where you hear the clip where it's like they're trying to shoot me down, they don't want it to do well. So when he becomes a free agent, people are um, giving him deals reflective of his last album. You know what I'm saying? It's sort of like they're trying to devalue him in that way, which this is where I start to look at how it's similar to the Drake thing, right? And I think it's different because we don't know what Drake may or may not own. We don't know if he owns anything, and if that's the reason why they're doing this. But it's clear that there's a concerted effort to devalue him to the market, and whether he's to be a free agent or not soon, we don't know. But I just found it interesting that like once Mike owns half of the publishing and they want the other half, he doesn't want to give it up, and he's about to leave. Now Sony is making a concerted effort to do XYZ. After that comes the cases. After that comes all the other stuff. But at that point, I just found it interesting to look back and see that Mike was just ahead of Sony because Sony wasn't even thinking about publishing when Mike bought it. You know what I'm saying? And once he owned it and he was just like, nah, I ain't giving this up, they had to do business with him for mad long. And they were not trying to do that clearly.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could see that leaning to the like they killed Mike type of story, but I don't know if I feel like are they trying to devalue Drake? I mean, there's a lot of I was listening to some Drake songs this weekend, bro, and there's a lot of lines in a lot of his songs. I was sitting there like, bro, these don't sound right anymore, right? And I don't know if there was a I feel like the industry is against him, but is it his fault or is it the industry just they just see him getting too much power? Like I don't know. I feel like we don't know enough and we haven't been told enough about what Drake has or what Drake owns and any of that shit to really know, bro. That's why I'm so like in the middle with the politics of it all. I'm kind of just focused on the music of it because I'm like, I
Yeah,
don't know what's going on, bro. I feel like there's so much we don't know. I feel like there's so much misinformation, and I feel like there's a lack of like true transparency from them. And there wouldn't be because I mean they're a business. Why would they tell you what they're doing? Like why would Drake sit
right.
here and tell us his business? But it's like I could
You're
definitely
right.
see it being true because I mean even Prince, like Prince changed his name completely to get out of his publishing. Like there's always been shit in the music industry where people had to finagle stuff just to like just make their art, you know. Like but
You're
yeah.
right. You're right. There's no way to know. And 100% if the focus should be primarily on the music. I just find the other parts of it interesting because it's like if we're let's say I don't want to play the speculation games, but a lot of the stuff that people are speculating about Drake isn't new.
Yeah.
It's not new. Kendrick packaged it up and was like, "Hey, this your man's. They got your man's." They packaged it up and then put it into some bops, but it's not new. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like, why now? Why now? And they keep talking about Mike and stuff like that. And I feel like in the moment of it happening with Mike, who was really like, how many people were like, yo, this Invincible album, like the music is just not good? Or it was like, damn, maybe he's not selling as well because Sony, you know what I'm saying? You don't know in the moment. Hindsight's 2020. I just found
Yeah.
it interesting to go back and look at this, right? We don't know if anything's true
Right.
or false. I was just trying to like, and you know, I think this time we definitely won't know because Mike made it evident that he owned Sony. And I think that kind of is a misstep. But now that we're looking at it in hindsight, right? Or
Yeah.
ATV, that he owned ATV because now they know who they're doing business with. Now you're doing business with the people who own part of uh your um your catalog, right? And if y'all already are at a point of contention, then there may be an issue there. Whereas if he owned, like if ATV was owned under a subsidiary and a shell corp, then maybe they don't like come at Mike the same way. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Maybe it doesn't happen that way. And so maybe Drake like owning hella shit, or maybe owning into the Larry Jackson shit, like we don't know if that's true, but maybe he owns something and we don't know it. And so this is why it looks super super shady and weird now. Maybe it looked different. I don't know. I just thought it would be interesting to go back and look like how did this happen? You know what I'm saying? We don't gotta stay
Yeah.
on it too long. I just found it interesting to read about it and stuff like that. There's a couple articles. I'll put them in the bio, but yeah, man, that
No,
was it.
it's definitely interesting. Like I feel like Mike just has so much power at that time. They had to take him down in some way, bro. Like they were gonna figure out how to devalue him, bro.
Bro, I got more slaps. You know what I think about? I get up, it's just I got more slaps than the Beatles, dog. That's such a simple bar, but it's like, bro, it's the fucking Beatles.
Yeah,
It's
bro.
the
Like
motherfucking Beatles. And now I can't listen to Summer 16 the same.
why?
You know what I'm saying? Now we don't know. I feel like, bro, like, yes, we muted it, and bro, you call somebody a PDF file, and you're just like, now it's just like, bro,
No, but here's the thing.
it's just
Here's the
like,
thing.
bro.
Bro, there was just so many lines in Family Matters and in the Heart Part 6 even that it was like you lost off of lines, bro. Like there's so many it's just so many bad lines, bro. Like yeah.
I think we should take a good 3 to 4 month hiatus from like Drake.
Yeah.
I don't know about Kendrick though. Kendrick, I feel like he's gonna drop soon. So I want to take a hiatus from Kendrick until he gives us new music, if he gives us new music. But I'm off of that for a minute too. I'm off of that.
Yeah, I definitely need a break from it
All
for
right.
sure.
I got some more we got Chicago news, and then we're gonna get into some new music Chicago, right? All right. Lil Durk is relaunching the OTF label. Um I have mixed feelings about this. But um you are the resident Lil nigga rapper.
What?
Uh Lil, if they have Lil in your name, you have to speak for them. So I don't know. What do you think of this? Did he have like who was on the label that I would know? And do you think he has an ear for talent, or he's just putting the homies on and it's like good looks, but is this something I should be looking out for? Like, am I going to get good music out of this? I remember the mixtape, like the first mixtapes, he'll be like, right now if you niggas ain't gas, like that was on there.
Yeah, I mean, there's some solid music on the OTF mixtapes. I definitely remember that, but there's no like memorable artist that Dirk has brought to me, like brought to the
Okay.
forefront. I feel like Dirk is he's not a label head. I don't know why everybody's trying to be a label head now. Like, what is going on with that? I get everybody want to own their own stuff, but it's like, why don't you just own your music and focus on that? Like, I don't know, but I don't think there was really anybody noticeable on the OTF label besides Dirk. Like I bet you nobody can name 5 people that were on OTF. But I feel like with who they're gonna partner with, maybe they can get better people. Because I mean, this
I
says
don't think
that
so.
I mean they have Little Sims on here. They got JPEG Mafia. You know, like, they got some people like Tom Misch. You know, I know who Tom Misch is. You don't know who Tom Misch is, but yeah, bro. Like I don't know. I don't really
I
know if Dirk is gonna be able to give us anything from this. Like,
Yeah, you know what it is though? I think what happens is like people underestimate what it takes to run a label, one. And two, a lot of times artists I feel like pivot into the label head thing when they think they've had like it's like yo, if you're a good NBA player, are you definitely gonna make a good coach? It's
mm-mm.
not guaranteed. It's
Yeah,
not guaranteed. But people just assume like, bro, I was an all-star, I did XYZ, I'm gonna be a great coach. When that isn't necessarily the case.
yeah.
AKA Steve Nash. What happened to Steve Nash? We don't
Or
know.
like,
But
bro, no,
go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, or like, just because you're a good basketball player doesn't mean you can go talk about basketball. Like, you know what I mean?
Facts.
Like
Facts.
stuff like that, bro.
Yeah. To me, like, there's so many artists where I'm like, just like they do it right when they start getting hot. Like
Yeah.
Lil Durk did that. Um, there's a couple artists where I feel like you've been in the game long enough and you have your own niche to where it's like it probably like as much as I am not a fan of what Lil Yachty got going on with the Pothole Boys or whatever their name is,
Concrete
like
boys, that's crazy.
the Concrete
Pothole
Boys,
boys is crazy, bro.
Concrete Pothole, you know, it's whatever. Whatever, I'm not a fan of the music. I feel like Lil Yachty has been through so many phases of his career to where he can usher in somebody into that weird little rapper lane he got over there, and it'll make sense. You know what I'm saying? He's been around long enough to it, but it's like Lil Baby OTF started like 2 years. Was it's not OTF? 4 was it 4PF?
4PF, yeah, 4PF,
All these numbers and let
yeah.
4PF. He started that like 2-3 years in, and I was like, bruh, you ain't even like you gave us one good album. You about to give other artists who don't have no albums like I don't know.
But no, I feel like Lil Baby specifically with him, it was more so just his friends that were rapping. It wasn't like him trying to really start. I don't think he was really starting a label with that. It wasn't like an official, like it was more so like a group than a label. You know what I mean? Like Yachty's trying to start a label, Durk's trying to start a label. And I mean, granted, there are some decent drill rappers coming out of Chicago right now. Like there's a couple that are doing really decent number wise, doing well on TikTok. And if he signs them, I could see it working. But I haven't seen Durk really bring us a lot of like crazy rappers besides maybe like Duty Low or something like that. Like that's the
Duty
only one I can think
Low,
of, bro.
Duty Low.
That's the
See,
only-
there's one. There's one. You should have started there. Um, okay, let's stay on. Well, I guess first my question would be like, who are those artists? I don't know, no new Chicago artists.
Hold on. There's I think OT, his name is OT7 Kwani. I think that's his name. Yeah, like people like that. Like the names. I mean it'd be hard to keep up with the
Is
names, bro. I'm
there
not gonna
is
lie.
there a correlation between how stupid your name is and how bad of a career you'll have? Go.
Mm, I nah. I mean maybe. I think the people who have the more simple names definitely had better careers like Nas, Jay-Z, G Herbo. Like it's
It's
but
some
like
dudes out
but
there who
Lil Uzi Vert, like Lil Uzi Vert, you know,
that's
like that's a
hard
weird
though.
name.
That's hard though. That's hard though. Yo,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
hard though. Lil Uzi Vert. But and the thing was like when he came out, they was like, "Where'd your name come from?" And they said, "You just spit like a Uzi." And then niggas was like, "What?" And then he came with and it was like, "Oh shit, he do." You know, it worked. But
Yeah,
what is a
yeah.
Rob 49? 49
What do you
what?
mean? But Rob 49 is doing decent right now. And
He
he
is,
said
but go ahead.
he said he's probably gonna hang it up in a few years anyways. He said he don't want to rap
Good.
for that long. Like I think he came from like the army or something, bro. Like he was doing something completely different, bro. Like he's not trying to rap for that long, I don't think. But they all say that. They all say that until
Who
they're
else
10
got a
years in.
name? I don't. Who else got names I don't like? We should do a second. Next week, come in with a list of niggas who names you don't like. We're gonna do that next week. Cause
Okay.
I got an array. I got an array, and it's cross. You know, everybody can get it. Men, women, UK, Africa, Caribbean. Everybody like there's some bad names out there, and we're gonna get to the bottom of it. Almighty So too. Chief Keef. Man, Chief Keef back outside. What'd you think of this? Did you hear this?
Yeah, I know. I thought it was good. I heard probably about half of it because I was in Champagne half the weekend, and then I heard what I could while I was like walking around and some of that. But I thought it was good, bro. Like Chief Keef, I thought he's really been rapping since like what was that other album called? Was it Phone Them? I think
I
it
can
was
pull him
Phone
up.
Them, bro.
I can pull
Yeah,
him up.
bro.
Dirty Nachos was before this, and then
Yeah.
and then they re-released Finally Rich, and then Phone Them. Yeah.
Yeah, but since Phone Them, he's been like in his bag. Like Phone Them doesn't have a lot of skips on it, to be honest, for me personally. But like this was also real good. Like Tierra Whack had a really good verse on here. That shit was crazy. He definitely had and shout out to Chief Keef for producing the entire thing because he produced
Yes.
every single track on there. And that's the thing.
Yes.
Some people don't even know about Chief Keef is that he produces a lot of his own music and he produces a lot of music for a lot of other people. Like he has a song with Lil Uzi that he fully produced that I love, bro.
Yeah, Kobe.
Yeah, Kobe, literally, bro.
Yeah, I want to start there for real. Like, I haven't listened to a full Chief Keef album since I listened to Phone Them one time, but finally, it's probably now that I'm looking back, bro. Finally, Rich might have been the last full album I listened to by Chief Keef, which is crazy. Almighty So, I probably heard every song, but I just sat down and listened to all of them, bro. The production on here, like it sounds like 2013 drill. You know what I'm saying? It's not what drill is today. And I like that. I like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, at that time, nobody did it better than him. Some of the sample choices he had on here, the beat flips, like, bro, the song Jesus with Lil Nar, don't know who he is, but it started off real chill, real mellow. The beat flip, bro, and you realize like the essence of drill. I don't want to get too deep into this, bro, but like a lot of music invokes certain emotions, right? And drill, like there's real anger behind some of these because I feel like some of the rappers come on pretty nonchalant, pretty chill. They don't really give you a lot of emotion in it. Like the way he like comes on a lot of these tracks, yelling, screaming, like just going really hard, and the production matches. It's like I don't know a drill artist who does it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like the only other artist who I feel like in the drill lane potentially who's like this matches up perfectly, like Forever Rolling ESTG 2021. You know what I'm saying? Like where it's just like this is hard.
Yeah.
This is hard. Like the records like Banded Up with Tierra Back, crazy. Grape Trees with Sexy Red is a hard ass track. The beat on there is so nuts. The beat on there is so nuts. I fuck with this project. I ain't gonna lie. I've been listening to it all weekend.
Yeah, bro. I feel like Sexy Red is really Gucci and Chief Keef coded if you really listen to her music for real. So it's like
Yeah.
I see her working with Chief a lot more, to be honest. Like I would love to hear a project fully produced by Chief with her rapping on it, bro. Like honestly. And yeah, like I said, since you should definitely go back and listen to Phonem because Phonem is a really good project, bro. Like listen to it
Okay.
fully all the way through, bro. But like I Keith has been one of those guys, bro. It just takes some type of growth. Like I feel like people think you could make that one album and then possibly never make another good album again just because you release some decent ones in the middle. But it's like, bro, he's still a good rapper. He's still a good producer. He's still really like in this shit. So I mean, yeah, I definitely am gonna listen to this more though because I got to, bro.
Yeah,
Got to.
it's interesting to see like the artists that have like a huge cultural moment early in their career where like how the public reacts because it's like how do you top Don't Like featuring Kanye West, Jadakiss, and Big? How do you top that? You
Yeah, bro.
literally can't. You literally can't. Like if you think back to that time, it's like you can go get anybody and everybody. Like that Finally Rich album had everybody on that bitch, and it's like there's no like where else do you go? There's not really much else to go. But what I would say to sustain some, not even sustain relevance, because he's cemented. But art. I would love to see him work with other drill artists. Like I've been thinking about this for mad long. Like if Chief Keef was on like Sench's debut album, I feel like that would be so hard. I feel like they could do something super crazy. You know what I'm saying? He's working with Polo G, which is like New Chicago. But I'm like, bro, like if you could make that work, I feel like you get a Chief Keef beat, add a little add that little shit over top, bro. That could be hard. I feel like there's a
Yeah.
ton of artists I would love to see him with. I don't know if he's done anything with 5 Year Foreign. I feel like that would be hard. Um, who else? Ice, Ice Spice. Ice Spice, bro. Ice Spice. Anyway, I'm gonna get to
Bro,
that beat in a minute, but go ahead.
speaking of Central C, bro, somebody told me that Central C is the Ice Spice of the UK, and I almost put my phone in the blender, bro.
Who said that? Who said that?
It was
Was it
somebody
somebody that
on.
listened to music for real?
I don't know because it was just somebody on. It was somebody on Twitter, bro. It was just, they were sitting there after somebody had posted the freestyle or part of it, and niggas was in the comments hating it. I'm like, this shit's good, bro. Like I don't know what they're talking
Yeah.
about. Like
Yeah, it is. And I talk to people about, and we talk about this every now and then on here, but it's like it says a lot about how you react to certain artists to like just your world's like your worldview, your scope, and
Yeah.
who you've interacted with on a day to day, right? Like I, if you go into those comments and you can't do this, but how many of those people probably have like not even just encountered somebody from Britain, have a friend from a place over there,
Probably
right?
none of
Like
them
I,
though. Like,
yeah, probably none of them, and you can't blame them for that. But like when I talk to people who like when I posted my friend who is from the UK on my story, all people were swiping up with was like, "Oh my god, her accent, her accent, her accent." And it's like, bro, like after 6 months, you like I could fucking care less about accent. It's like I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
right.
It's like they're like, "Oh my god, your accent's so cute," and it's like, bro, she just called you all types of like. And it's funny to me because they're so focused on the accent, but now I hear what she's saying, and she is the biggest hater I've ever met, and she be cooking everybody that I have introduced her to or everybody that I be around in the most posh way, and people don't realize it because of how she says it. But I'm like, bro, she just went in on your whole existence, and you sitting there saying her accent, her accent. It's like y'all ain't even hear what she's saying, and I take that back to the music where it's like they hear the accent and they're just like, bro, I can't deal with it, and it's like my boy said he's the hardest writer since J.K. Rowling. I have to go look up who J.K. Rowling was for a second. I forgot. That's hard. I don't
Yeah,
know.
man.
That was a hard freestyle. You like the freestyle? It was called let me pull it up. Keep talking.
Yeah, I like the freestyle. I listened to it a couple times, and I'm definitely ready for a new Sense project, bro. Like that's all I have
Yeah.
to say because he's been popping out recently. Like his verse on HYB on that Cole album was really good, and then this was really good. And I mean, I don't know. I definitely want to hear this next album because I think it's going to be decent. But I do definitely agree with you that he should work with Chief Keef. I think they can make some crazy stuff for sure.
I agree. I think but now after seeing the replies people had on Twitter in the UK, I love the freestyle. But it's like I feel like everybody's in the mood. I don't know if you're paying attention, but I feel like everybody dissing everybody. And I don't want to see that. And that stuff I sent you with Chip, he's a very notable grime artist in the UK. I would say most grime heads would consider him top 5, top 10. Like he was so big at a certain point. He was on Chris Brown's one of Chris Brown's older albums, like peak prime Chris Brown. Just to give you an idea of how notable he is over there. And I sent you like the little snippet. And he's been teasing the snippet for like the last week, bro. And it's like bro's about to roll out his album. I know he is. He's about to roll out the album. And I'm like, bro, I don't need you in a grime battle right now. Cause I don't know if you were on Stormzy in like 2019, 2020. Okay. So Stormzy had put out his album Heavy as the Head in 2019. And he essentially was going back and forth with Chip, same dude. And I feel like it took away from the promotion of his album. And then he had one with what's bro's name? Wiley. You know that song Wiley, Wiley Flow?
Yeah, yeah.
He had that song in the tuck. And he put that song out after a Wiley diss. And it was so hard. He beat Wiley in my opinion. But if you go watch the interviews of Stormzy around that time, because that was his first big, like, I feel like that's when he became a label priority. All like DJ Ebro and Charlemagne and everybody was asking him was like, "Yo, so what's going on? Like you dissing?" Because Wiley is also like one of the four, like he's like I don't want to call him Jay-Z, but they look at him in like such a regard where it's like you going at him. And so that's all the interviews were. And I was just like tired of it. And I hope when Central C comes out and does interviews, it's not just like, so you going at Chip, you going at Chip. Like I don't care. I just want to get the music.
But I don't know. Are they really? That's the other thing. Are they going at each other, or could it kind of be like niggas hopping on the record like it was before? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if they're really. Are they really beefing, or is it just like, oh, this nigga called himself the best, now I'm gonna call myself the best? But I don't know. I personally had never heard of Chip. I was like, who is that? But that's just me not being from the UK. You know what I mean? So.
Man, and that's fine. But it's also like, bruh, like I don't know. It's a thing of like I just want the album. They could do the whole back and forth thing because I feel like with grime MCs, it's like Joe Budden. It's like they hear anything. They're like, oh, I gotta put a rap song. I gotta put a song. I gotta put a song. It's like, bro, the amount of songs Wiley and Chip will just put out off of like, I didn't like how that sounded. Who are you?
Yeah.
Like they do that all the time, and I'm just like, bro, I hope he ignores it till the album's out. At least that's what I would say. I'll leave it there. But
Yeah, yeah, no, I definitely understand what you're saying. For sure.
all right, there's 3 singles I want to get into later, but one of Wun-Gunna, Gunna, he back. What did you think of this project? Did you enjoy it?
I thought it was pretty good. I didn't think it was like a crazy album. Like I thought the last one was better, honestly, but I think it was real smooth. It has some good songs on it, some stuff I'm definitely gonna be bumping over the summer. I think it might get better to me through the summer, but it was just like a cool album. It wasn't nothing super crazy to me. I could probably pick off some of my favorites. Let me go back. Where is sorry. Yeah, but like it was solid. Like I thought the last I did like I said, I definitely think the last project was better. Um, but I think I'll find more songs that I like as the summer goes on. But solid
Yeah.
album.
Yeah, I want to get to this for sure. I don't know. The last one took me a minute to get to. And I was listening to Chief Keef and some other stuff all weekend. So I didn't really get to this one as much, but I did hear people liked it. You know what I'm saying? I hear people liked it. So Gunna's he's back.
Yeah.
He's back, right? And Future didn't drop. So what did that say? Does that mean anything?
I mean, I think Future's dropping next week. I don't think he was supposed to drop this week anyways, but
Oh, I might have misread the tweet. I thought it was like, oh, this man popping out same day. I thought it was something like that.
no, I think he just said he was releasing May 17th and they just kind of I don't even think they have beef for real, bro. I think that's the internet
Okay.
doing that, bro. Like
Yeah. They got the same manager.
see, like, bro, like this having this stuff just be promotional, like, oh, to make niggas think it's one way, bro.
It
It's
worked. We
marketing,
talking
bro.
about it. It worked. We
Yeah,
talking about it. Okay. We will get to Gunna's project a little bit more because I'm gonna listen to it and I'm gonna hate if I don't like it.
yeah.
But 3 singles I want to get to very quickly that I thought worth mentioning. Ayra Starr has started her album rollout, and it's supposed to release at the end of May. I'm excited, but Bad Vibes featuring Psy Vibes. He's fire. I didn't realize he was fire. Like I had to go back and look how many features he had done in my like songs. He's done a couple. He did Giza with a Burna Boy, a song with a long name I'm not gonna try to pronounce with Benson and Kiz Daniel. He did a song with Young John that I really liked. He's done a couple of them, and he kind of got off on this song. You know what I'm saying? So, Ayra Starr, Bad Vibes. Did you hear this one?
Mm-mm. No, I
Okay.
didn't.
Did you hear the other two, or should I just go?
I heard the Rex Life Raj song. I thought that was a pretty solid single, with the other one attached. But
Okay. So that one, I like that one. I like that intro. It's giving me what is it? Pop something poppy. What is this series? The
California Pop, yeah.
California Poppy is my favorite series by him. His albums are
Hmm.
cool, but when he get into that bag, it's like my boy riding through on his Tesla, smoking a
Yeah,
J, like San Francisco, like, I just invested 10K into some stocks. You know what I'm saying? Something like that little vibe.
yeah,
He gives me that. Like that's 2017, 2018 Russ to me. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? That's
yeah.
what I
No,
fucking need.
for sure, bro. I can definitely see that, see that
Yeah.
comparison.
Yeah. And then the last single I want to get into, GTA 6. Bro, I hate the hook on this. Well, let me not say that. The first time I heard it, I was like, yo, this hook is horrible. But it's one of those songs where, like, for me, I don't know the replay value if it has a ton of it, but I do know he rapping his ass off on this song. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those hooks where like he says it the first time and it's like, and then he starts rapping and then he comes back to the hook and it's like, oh, that's hard. And then he starts rapping harder and then he comes back to the hook and it's hard. Like, bro, I was like, yo, this song is low-key crazy. And I'm not gonna lie, Meeks is becoming one of my favorite UK rappers. Like over the last like couple months, like a lot of this has been kind of crazy. So have you heard this or should I play you some? I want you to hear it.
You should play it. You should definitely
Okay.
play it, bro. Yeah, some of the stuff I just missed because I was on the Gunna and Chief Keef. I didn't even
Right.
know
It's a
some
lot
of
of
this stuff
music.
came out,
It's a lot
but
of
yeah.
music.
Oh shit.
That shit is so hard to me, bro.
No, that shit is
That
hard
shit
as
is so
fuck.
hard. That's what I
That
was
shit.
saying. Oh wait, where my?
What happened? Oh, your phone went off. That shit is hard, and that video is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Like it kept switching from the GTA screen to him. Like that was hard. That was hard. That was definitely
I
hard.
hadn't seen the video until just now, and I'm like, it's better with the video. That's one of those where
Yeah.
it's just better with the video. Because when I just heard it initially, like, I'm not gonna lie, the first time I heard it, the first 5 seconds I heard, I was like, oh, I'm off it. So I was like, someone told me to go back to it because it's one of those. He put out another single a little while ago, and when they re-release like GTA and then another single and another like
Yeah.
the previous songs, whatever. The one before that, Mini Me, it came out like a little while ago. I hate the hook on that one too, and you keep going, and it's like, oh, okay, I fuck with this, but this, yeah, it's hard. The album coming out soon, I already know, but GTA 6,
Definitely go
Meeks.
listen to that. That was hard. That was hard as shit. I can't even lie.
All right, man. Songs of the week. Songs of the week.
Okay, so I gatekeeped this song, actually this whole EP, all weekend because I wanted to bring it. But Hijack by Arthur. Sorry, Quasi Arthur. I don't know if you heard this or not.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
heard the artist. I didn't know he put out any music.
yeah. He put out a new EP. It's called This Is Not. Let me pull it up. Why is this X over here? But This Is Not a Tape Part 3. This has 9 songs on it, 25 minutes, real quick. But the song I really liked off it was Hijack, really fire. He had a song on here with IDK, really fire. Definitely gonna go listen to the rest of this. I think I'm gonna leave it at that. Everybody just go check out this EP. This Is Not a Tape Part 3, Quasi Arthur. Go check that out.
He's nice.
Yeah,
He's
he's real
nice.
nice, bro.
For me, man, do I want to get y'all some of this Chief Keef or do I want to? All right, I'm gonna get you. I got two because y'all can't tell me what to do. Duh, what the fuck? Jesus by Chief Keef featuring Lil Nar. Don't know who he is. Will never check out his catalog, but banger, banger. Shout out to you. Getting a look. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, bro. Second one, Killy by J Hus featuring Popcorn. I think J Hus had a subpar performance here, but I think Popcorn got off. So I'm gonna just let y'all go listen to that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's it. That's it. That's it. That's all. There's nothing to it but to do it. You know what I'm saying? You come in here, try your best, do better next week. You know what I'm saying? My Michael Jackson segment could have been better. I feel like I could have had it a little bit more organized, a little bit more synchronized. But next week, when I come in here with the next one, it's going to be better than last week. You know what I'm saying? Nothing to it but to do it. Just get
Nah,
started. You know what I mean?
I think that was a good segment, bro. I feel like we need some informational stuff about the past because the internet think they know everything, bro. Like,
Right. Right. And shout out to that dude that Michael Jackson. Well, don't shout out to you, man. Apparently, I don't want to get into that because I'm scared. But that dude was Mariah Carey's ex-husband. And he was the CEO of Sony. I'm gonna leave it there.
hey, next week I want you to come in and tell me who Lucian Grange is because I don't know who that is. I'm still trying to figure that out.
Do you value my life? Do you care about me? You care about me? I'm just playing. Man, we'll see y'all next week. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace.